Hi YouTube, Sax9445 here, representing Team Satisfaction with a new deck profile. Now this deck, I like to call Yami-Hime because I don't think anyone else has made this deck, therefore I'll be the first one to name it. Now I came up with the name Yami-Hime because this deck runs a card from the Shining Darkness that is probably my new favorite card from the set, and that is 3 Cherry and Motto. Now, this would be the Yami being Japanese for dark. Cherry and Motto, it's a level 2 tuner, for one thing, and when it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, I can special summon up to 2 Motto monsters from my deck. The only drawback is they can't be used for Synchro Summon that turn, but ideally you'll want to set this out. Just set one out, which will either get you 2, so it works out like a Deep Sea Diva, or you'll get one of these, and in Motto, essentially making it a magical android or a catastor. Now, the deck also runs 1 copy of Mystic Tomato, just in case you can't get your Cherry and Motto out any other way. And just so the tomato isn't always dead, it also runs 1 copy of Sangan, which you'll see will search out most of the deck, and 1 copy of Blackwing Gale for that level 3 tuner, and also for the shrink effect. Now, for the more traditional plant engine, where I get the Hime half, meaning princess, the reason I'm using Hime is because the engine is basically the skeleton of the Debris Hime deck, which was very popular in Japan in the summer of 2009. And the basic idea was the deck was just heavy control with Debris Dragon and Dandelion, using Black Rose Dragon, which was at 3 at the time, and syncing with the Dandelion and the Debris Dragon and the Fluff tokens as well. So you get Stardust, and then with all the Fluff tokens and Aura plants you have that Titanium for that extra bit of control. So, 2 Lone Fire, as I'll search out every plant in the deck. 2 copies of Dandelion, for that just plays with Debris Dragon and to have those tokens. And then Titanium, of course. Spore for its versatility as a tuner and its recursion. And of course, card I've been talking about, 2 copies of Debris Dragon to bring back these 4 up there for potential Black Rose, Ancient Fairy Dragon, and Stardust plays. As well as Red Dragon Archfiend if I really need to. Deck also runs 2 copies of Raikou because this deck actually doesn't mind milling. More often than not, the milling can help, as it helps speed up the deck and helps set up for those Avarice plays. And if you're lucky, you can mill your Dandelions. These also work well as targets for Debris Dragon, so you can get out that Iron Chain Dragon just as a generic level 6 synchro. Just 2 copies of Caius, because with this deck you'll constantly have the field presence necessary to maintain the Caiuses between the Cherry and Mottos and the Dandelions and whatnot. Tragoedia, because I feel that Tragoedia should be a staple, I say, in any sort of synchro heavy deck. And of course, because of the volume of darks, you run Dark Arm Dragon. Next, because of how many plants you run, Mark of the Rose, easily supportable in this deck, and just the plays you can do with this is amazing. It's just like running 2 extra brain controls. 2 Book of Moon for defensive plays, or basically defensive plays. Shutting down Synchro Summons, or if I'm lucky I could recycle my Raikous. 2 Pot of Avarice, because the graveyard fills up rather fast in this deck and the drawing is always good. Allure of Darkness, because of the amount of darks you run. Trunade, Heavy Storm, and MST to just help snipe at that back row. And Mind Control and Brain Control, just because you run a lot of tuners and you're going to be syncing a lot. So that's 21 monsters and 12 spells. Finally, the 7 traps. 2 copies of Bottomless, just for removal. Dust Tornado to just basically get rid of those back row. Just extra push with that. Call the Haunted, Torrential Tribute, Mirror Force, and Solemn Judgment. Just all staples, I think. And that would be the trap lineup. Well, thank you for watching the video, YouTube. This is my deck profile for the newly named Yami-Hime. And I'm sorry if this is anyone's deck already. I didn't mean to steal it from you or anything. So if you actually thought this deck first, please PM me or something, and we can get the credit for it sorted out and whatnot. Anyway, YouTube, Sax9445 here from Team Satisfaction, signing out. Rate, comment, subscribe.